Mr. Secretary, as you know, I represent Louisiana, northwest Louisiana, the area of the Haynesville Shale. And just to give you an idea of the impact that's had on us, we've had an increase of close to 58,000 jobs just in 2009 alone. And from 2008 to 2009, exploration companies invested over $11.5 billion and generated $642.3 million in state tax revenue. Tremendous job impact, tremendous economic impact. And we're talking about, of course, natural gas shale formations, hydrofracking, which is necessary. That's the only way we can get it out economically. Hydrofracking has been around for 60 years. The EPA took a look at it in 2005, found absolutely no problems with it. It's under regulation in my state by DEQ. We have 10 to 20 regulators moving about constantly to make sure all the right things are done. If there's a need to find out what's in the hydrofracking fluid, no problem with that being provided if needed. Are you, sir, aware of any deaths or serious injuries to humans as a result of the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of episodes, the 60 years of hydrofracking that's been performed?
No, I am not.
And do you, sir, know, can you tell me what is the depth of the typical aquifer, that is, the water supply that's in the ground?
I think across the country you would find great variance, and it will depend on the area that you are doing the drilling. And I understand very much that the zones that are the hydrocarbon producing zones that produce natural gas are generally below the water supply zones for domestic usage.
Right.
And so that's why issues like wellbore integrity are so important as you move forward.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. How many levels of casing is around a typical drilling rig in order to protect the drill hole from the aquifer itself?
Let me defer on that question to Director Abbey, see if he knows the technical answer.
Well, I don't know the technical answer, but I do know that the Bureau of Land Management is quite firm.
Wait, let me interrupt you because I got more questions. Okay. These are very simple questions. How deep is an aquifer? It's about 1,000 feet, gentlemen. This is something that you guys should know.
Well, the aquifers vary from region to region.
Yes, but they're approximately in that range. How deep do we drill when we get down to the shale? How deep is that typically?
Well, in some cases is as deep as 4,000 feet.
Okay, 2 miles is actually more like it. So the point being that the aquifer, the water supply itself, is way up at the surface of the earth. And all the activity where the hydrofracking fluid is, which by the way is 99.5% water and sand, is below the surface by about 2 miles, protected by rock formation. So I think that it's very easy to understand why no one's had serious harm as a result of it. We can speculate, we can talk about hypotheticals all the time. But the point here is it is a regulated industry. It's producing inexpensive energy and doing a great job. It is not harming people. And certainly I would say that the Solyndra affair has harmed more people than hydrofracking has in 60 years. So I'm really at a loss to understand why now the Interior Department has got to jump in and begin regulating this. And by the way, sir, the rules have been promised to us and yet to come out. But everything that the Interior Department touches, and we'll get on the OCS a little later, I have questions about that, causes delay and higher cost of production. So why is it that now, in view of all this that I've stated, why do now we have to go out and add more red tape, more regulations, when this country is in desperate need of jobs, good paying jobs, and lower energy cost?
Congressman Fleming, I appreciate the question, and I respectfully disagree with your conclusions. The fact is that we believe that natural gas is a very important part of our energy portfolio for the future. We also believe that disclosure is something that needs to be looked at so that we don't end up creating a circumstance where we see moratoria created throughout the United States where we have natural gas development. Wellbore integrity is essential in order to be able to assure that we don't have a water quality.
Sir, you don't even know how many layers of casing go around a typical drill. So if the very top level doesn't know the very basics of the technology, why is it that you somehow feel you can insinuate yourself into the process?
Congressman Fleming, and as a, having dealt with a lot of oil and gas wells, including the Macondo well, there was a huge question about wellbore integrity on that particular well. And it's a question that you face with every single well that is drilled. And so the industry knows about wellbore integrity, and we require wellbore integrity. And having that being a part of what we do as a regulator is something that we're examining. We've not yet reached a conclusion, but we support natural gas development here in the United States.
Thank you.